Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the year of Disc Only. Welcome, one and all, to the Disc Only podcast, the only podcast you can go to that writes the name of the topic in the discussion, in the title of the topic of the stream and the podcast, and then doesn't talk about it. That sentence got away from me pretty fast, as you probably noticed. I'm John.
I'm Tom.
I'm Stephen George.
And I'm Jared. And have I ever told y'all about the time that I was setting up my DDR machine and freaking, I got a call from the maker, Kyle Ward, on my cell phone? Have I ever told y'all about that?
I have never heard this story.
Yes. I've definitely heard this story.
I distinctly remember telling the story twice, and I had to start the third one with the new year with that.
I have never heard this story and am very interested in hearing it in its complete state.
Again.
Steven, do not lie to me, sir, okay?
I hate to tell you this, we're 7 podcasts in, no one's got any stories left. That's it, we ran out.
We ran out of stories, sorry. 2021's the year of no stories.
Yep.
I mean, it'd make things a little bit simpler, wouldn't it?
Steven, I have a confession to make.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
There is no such team.
I forgive you.
There is no such team as the Philadelphia Broncos or the Seattle Mud Crabs.
What?
How could you not?
I convinced your chat to say that they were, to tell you that they were real after you mentioned it.
Man,
that freaking troll.
Wow. Okay. That being said, I feel a little better because I was like, man, that's real specific. Wow. I'm actually really impressed that chat managed to go along with you so well.
There were a few people that were like, okay, tell them they're fake. Come on, tell them they're fake. And I'm just like, don't say anything. And fortunately, you either missed them or you just you scanned over them. For context, Steven was streaming Breath of the Wild the other day, and I think Mal asked him to name two sport teams, and he said a sports team. He said the Philadelphia Broncos and the Seattle Mud Crabs. And I was like, chat, I need you to do me a favor. So we managed to convince him that they were real teams. I think I was like, for legitimacy's sake, we'll tell him that the Broncos are a soccer team and the Mud Crabs are a minor league baseball team, and he bought it.
I completely bought it because
Amazing.
Everyone was like, yeah, it's true. We've looked at it. They're real. Oh my God, they're real. How did you do that? And I was like, what? And the thing is, when you have enough people, even if you have a few people that are like, no, you're not gonna bother. You're not gonna see those people because there's so many people that are like, I can't believe that you did that. And I'm like, oh my God, I thought that was Nostradamus, but it makes a lot more sense to find out that that's not true because, of course, it's not true. Holy crap, those were just pulled right out of my butthole. So why would those be real? Okay.
I mean, there are Bronco teams, but Mud Crabs, I feel like is a harder pull than anything.
I was like, but Seattle kind of strange. Seattle might be the ones to be
Seattle's got the Kraken, so I'll give you that. Or did they actually not go with that name? I forget. Pretty sure they went with that.
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't be able to just name a couple of sports teams either. I really don't watch sports at all.
How? Okay. Well,
that's how this started. I was tasked with naming sports teams and I couldn't do it. And I was like,
you can't name okay, I'm legit invested now. You legit can't name any?
I can name a couple.
But it's not many, John. And people are asking me to name Canadian teams. I can't name all the Canadian provinces. How am I going to name the teams?
Look, here's the weird thing. I'm okay with you not knowing the provinces. Whatever. I don't know all the names of the states. But y'all never fucking heard of Toronto Raptors?
Okay, that one I had heard of, but that's because it was on the lampshade in my room when I was 5 years old.
Did the Raptors even exist when you were 5?
I think so.
Yeah, they had to.
I'm pretty sure.
They're a late
being
90s
NBA Jam
team, I think. No, 1995. That's when they started.
Well, there you go. Okay, so when I was a kid, my entire this is going to seem weird. My entire room, and I mean everything, was decked out in basketball gear. Specifically, every single team's logo. I had it on the comforter of my bed, on my lampshade, all over my walls. Like every part of the room that could be covered in a basketball team logo, I had it.
That's why you're tall. It was psychological.
You figured it out. So, that's why I know basketball teams, but only if they existed when I was a child. And I know the Toronto Raptors as a result.
So you wouldn't know about the Seattle Kraken at all?
I don't know what that is, no.
It is a legitimate sports team. This is not a lie.
Kraken. Hockey?
Yes.
Okay.
Seattle's brand new hockey team.
Okay.
I think they're starting this year, I believe, is their first season.
See, I mean, I don't know very much about sports in general. I know less about hockey.
The only like Canadian sports team that I know is the Rough Riders from Saskatoon because of from Saskatchewan rather, because of Erica. That's the only reason why I know. At least I think that's what they're called. Even I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, if you know the name of a college, you probably know a sports team because all colleges have some kind of sports team.
Like, okay, so if I don't know the name of the sports team, how the frick am I supposed to know the name of the college?
You're in South Carolina, aren't you? Isn't there you go to a store and isn't there like Clemson merch just plastered everywhere?
Listen, there are only...
Now those are fighting words, sir. All right,
Jared can back this up. There are only 2 sports teams in the entire universe: the Cocks and the Tigers, and that's it.
Absolutely. the Carolina Gamecocks and the
Gamecocks, yeah,
Carolina Gamecocks and the Clemson Tigers. They have been fighting for years now, decades even. My God.
Connecticut had
rivalry.
one sports team.
The Gamecocks. It's a rooster. I'm looking at chat. Sorry.
Yeah. Connecticut had one sports team for the longest time, and it was a hockey team called the Hartford Whalers. And then they ended up moving to Carolina. Actually, they became the Hurricanes.
They became the Hurricanes.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
People still wear Hartford Whalers jerseys. You can still buy them in Hartford. We were at that airport a year or two ago, and they were still selling them in like the souvenir booths.
Hartford.
Yeah.
Hartford. I misheard that.
Did you hear what Harvard?
I heard hard for Whalers.
Oh,
I was like,
that's a spinoff of Pornhub that we're not talking about.
I was like, that's very forward in the merchandising. But I mean, okay, at least they didn't do that for Gamecocks.
Oh my frick, dude.
Oh, the setup. Okay.
I could make some really good jokes with that, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I missed.
It's my channel. You're allowed to. It's okay.
I missed the city the first time.
They're going to promote the Gamecocks on baddragon.com.
Oh my God.
You committed to it.
I had to, man. You gave me permission.
We're way too early in the podcast for this.
I think Connecticut's only claim to fame in sports now is a WNBA team. I think it's the Sun. Yeah, because they're owned by the casino. I think they're owned by Mohegan Sun.
Makes sense.
Wait, the Sun?
Yeah.
Isn't there a basketball team called the Suns? Isn't it the Phoenix Suns?
Yes, Phoenix Suns, yeah.
Oh, so there's Suns and Sun.
Yeah. But it's also the WNBA, so they can have a different name. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh yeah, UConn. Their basketball team was good. Their men's basketball team was good. I don't know about I know their female basketball team has been great for like the longest time, but I don't know if they're still good.
Also, I need to confirm that this is in fact real. Dan wrote, "We were the Jacksonville Suns. Now we're the Jumbo Shrimp," and I love that. Dan confirms that is not a lie. It's the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
That is incredible. What team is that? A WNBA team?
Are they owned by Bubba Gump?
It's a baseball team. It is a baseball team.
Look,
baseball team owned
minor
by
league
Bubba
baseball.
Gump.
All right, if they are not sponsored by Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, what the frick are they even doing? Like, or what is Bubba Gump doing? Why are they not sponsoring that team?
Oh, Bubba Gump's the pitcher.
They're the Triple. Yo, their mascot's great. What are you talking about, Dan?
Man, all of his pitches are named after food. Shrimp cocktail, shrimp gumbo,
spicy shrimp.
After shrimp.
Dan, I'm gonna fight you on this. I want to show this off. Check out this fucking logo. This is a powerful logo. I especially like the one where it's just like humping Florida.
That is an intimidating shrimp, dude. Like, oh my god.
So there's 3 different images of shrimp. For those of you listening to the audio podcast, 3 images of the Jacksonville jumbo shrimp. One of them is like the shrimp kind of like in like a charging pose, like in a shaped like a J. The other one is a shrimp as a like it's reversed, so it's a backwards J, and it's like up on the state of Florida. And then there's another one where it looks like it's like Superman charging out of a cup of tartar sauce or
that's a pot.
It's escaping the pot.
Oh.
Yeah. It's too powerful to cook. You can't cook this shrimp.
It's too jumbo for the pot.
Too jumbo.
For those who are listening in the car right now, when you get to your destination, do a Google image search for Jacksonville jumbo shrimp.
Do not do it while you're driving.
Oh, hang on. No, I found something way better. People were apparently in the past were discussing like what they thought it looked like, what they thought the logo looked like, and of course they were correct.
Oh my god!
Yeah, the Jacksonville jumbo shrimp looks exactly like Trogdor.
First, draw an A for shrimp, then draw another J.
Give him some consummate V's.
Trogdor's the frickin' bomb.
Throw one of the beefy arms onto the back of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the jumbo shrimp looks like Trogdor.
It's perfect.
Man, there's great mascots, but that one's pretty good.
I want that to be my mascot. I mean, like the Calgary Flames just has the letter C, so it's a little, but it's on fire, so that's the cool part about it. That's about all we got here. We have an actual mascot, but it's not as cool as like Buff Shrimp literally like bench pressing a state.
Oh, why didn't they call it Buff Shrimp? Oh, I hope that's the mascot's name. Buff.
Buff Shrimp.
It's me, Buff Shrimp.
That sounds like one of the names they call out in Space Mutiny during Mystery Science Theater. Buff Shrimp. Brad Johnson. The Whalers logo, as I recall, is like a green W, and then there's like a whale tail coming off the center of it that kind of like arches over the sides of the W. It's
and I believe it's like shooting water out too.
Yeah, in terms of graphic design, it looks pretty good. But like, you know, it's a whale.
I like
people in the chat thought I was asking for the Buff Shrimp to be the mascot of the channel and not of the Calgary Flames.
Honest to God,
we got enough mascots here. We're set for mascots. We don't need any more.
I thought you meant for like you personally. Like I'm looking for a personal mascot to represent me in my life, and I was like, okay.
I need someone in a mascot costume to follow me around at all times and try to hype me up. Or carry around a boombox with some jock jams.
I mean, I was gonna go a different direction. There's no like shrimp in the Johniverse.
There is actually. I'm very sure.
There's a shrimp John.
Oh, there's probably. Hang on. Let's open up the wiki. Let's open up the wiki.
Prawn John.
Johniverse. I think it might be actually Prawn John.
Proton John.
Proton Prawn. Yep. Found it. Here, this should be the right window. There it is.
Man, I hate this.
Proton Prawn. I am not a shrimp. I am a prawn.
Oh my god.
Created by Skid. Created August 10th, 2019. Species prawn. Gender male.
John, you're gonna occupy. At some point, you're gonna occupy like Rule 34.5, where if it exists, there's John of it.
Oh yeah, no, we're pretty close to that point. Here, throw a fictional character at me, male or female, and let's see if there is a version of me.
Oh god.
Leon Kennedy.
Leon Kennedy. I actually think there is not a Leon. What comes
up Leon? Give us till the end of the show, John. Can't wait for Proton Leon John.
Most of the Resident Evil references are tied to 5, so there's Chris, Sheva, and Wesker.
Yeah, that would make sense. I knew there was Chris's of you, like for sure.
Yeah. All right. I've gotten a request from Dan for Villager, and there is Villager Rosa John.
Oh my, of course there is. Aw. That's actually adorable.
I believe there's actually also a Villager John as well. So,
Villajon.
Proton Villajon.
Frick. I'm trying to think. You have anything from DuckTales? Is there a Duck John? I'm curious.
There are multiple Goose. Oh, there is actually a Duck John as well. But there are multiple Goose Johns.
Multiple Goose Johns.
All right. Duck John.
wait.
Duck John is from Duck Game. That makes sense.
Okay, so when I heard multiple goose, the first thing I thought was Geese John, and now I gotta wonder, is there one of you as Geese Howard?
Sadly, there is not.
It'd be great.
I believe there is one of Goose John dressed as geese, but the Goose John's great because there's the female Goose John, and then there's male Goose John, which is just an actual literal goose.
Untitled John.
So literally when you type it into the search bar, there's distinctions of Goose John Busty, and Goose Rosa. Important distinctions, really.
Great. It's so good. Frick.
Oh my god. The art community is gonna have a field day.
Here's the actual Goose John. Oh, okay. I have been told it was actually Cat John that was drawn in the Geese Howard outfit. So yes, there is an actual Geese Howard drawing done.
Jesus, man. That's insane.
Geese Howard John.
Predictable.
At the end of every episode of Disc Only, we all have to go, okay, now remember, we should try and make sure we keep in mind the audio portion for everyone that's driving the car, and then immediately we spend 10 minutes like, hey, look at this picture of John. Hey, look at this picture of John.
The last like portion of it when we were talking, I guess we are saying like, look at a picture of John, but like,
I mean, I've been describing everything that's been going on with him. Like, okay,
fair.
This John is a duck. This John is a goose.
I mean, there's not really much you're missing there in the conversation, the grand scheme of things.
The goose goes, I'm John. The cow goes, I'm John.
Man, that's a good Christmas gift. It is way too much effort, but someone should do it. That's not me.
Oh my god, a spin and say of like farm animals, but they're all Johns.
I'm John.
Someone asked if there was a Tom Fox John. It just reminded me of a bit from Phineas and Ferb where it's like, thank goodness Buford had a life-size mold of Candace. And it's like, why do you have a life-size mold of Candace? I've got life-size molds of all my friends.
That's not concerning.
Buford is the freaking best, man. I love him.
But then, like at the end of the episode, Candace is like, "But Mom, Buford has life-size mold of me," and the mother goes, "Yeah, Buford's got life-size molds of all of us."
He's so good.
I couldn't help it when someone said, "Is there a Tom of John?" I looked it up, and the first result was Princess Tomstool, which is Tom as Princess Toadstool, but can
we workshop the name?
But there's also Lady Donator as the Dark Queen from Thousand Year Door.
Yeah.
This is just perfect. It's just perfect.
You got a very creative community. Holy frick.
Definitely do. I'm very blessed. I'm not gonna lie. Even if it leads to people being like, "What? So what's with the boobs?"
I really need to figure out like a way to do like an online gallery because I actually the other day I added like 400 more pieces of art that has been done to the opening slideshow, and I'm just like, freaking, that's insane, dude. Like it blows my mind that people like are willing to do that and spend time on stuff like that. It really means the world to me and to us. I mean, it's overall, I'm sure.
I was about to, Dan. I was gonna say it's funny that Jared was just like, yeah, like you sure have a creative community when you sure did not help that situation this year, you and your wife.
I want you to know. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I don't think we mentioned the Secret Santa at all.
No. So I want you to know, John, that actually was not my idea at all.
I'm shocked. I'm sure you also did not even try to stop her.
Oh, absolutely not. Like, I'm like, babe, you are freaking amazing. You are exactly right. That is exactly what we should get Rosa John for Christmas. Right. So it was 100% Erica. I give her all the credit for that. But then we were like...
To everyone listening that's missing context, all I'll say is 34N.
No, don't worry. I'm loading it up now. I put pictures on Twitter.
Good.
So
this is all my wife, and I freaking love her for it. This is the best thing ever. As MC said, that was a gift for all of us, and I love that so much.
I'm just trying to find the actual tweet. All right, so we did a Secret Santa this year. A bunch of people from Coliseum. Most everyone was in it, and we didn't know who got who off to go Secret Santa. I got 3 gifts that showed up my house for this. 2 were addressed to Proton John, and 1 was addressed to Rosa John. The 2 that were for me were Super Mario Uno deck of cards, Civilization the board game, and the one for Rosa John was a size 34N bra that Chatia got. There we go. This is the better one. There you go. So first off, that's a big size, but a really short band, which is just weird in general.
Literally for Rosa John, though. Think about it.
Yeah. No, she's not a 34. What are you talking about? And the other thing is, the only way to convey how gigantic this thing was to throw 4 normal-sized controllers inside of the cup and show that there's still plenty of room in there. You can barely see the 4th controller. That's how gigantic it was.
Dude,
I like how each cup is a multiplayer session.
I want you to know that you can just take all of the stuff for throwing controllers and just carry it around in that bra, and it'd be perfect.
It's just my old my backpack bra, as you do. It's got enough room for it in there.
Dude, she knocked it out of the park with that, man. She's so freaking great. Oh my god.
I'm just imagining you bringing your stuff up to throwing controllers. You got the Twitch backpack, you got your rolling carry case, and you're just wearing the bra and it's filled with controllers.
I just didn't want to find a fanny pack. This was the closest thing I had.
Look, I tried the fanny pack, but it kind of it didn't go well. It didn't sync up well with the backpack, and it was really uncomfortable to wear. But this works out.
I love that each cup is a multiplayer session. Was
it's quoted.
Quoted in the chat.
I'm looking forward to whatever this becomes.
Sorry, I'm laughing at my wife who just wrote in the chat, that 32 band ain't fitting on his fanny, though. Real talk. Thanks, dear.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Got them apple bottom jeans, bra wrapped around the jeans. Need a lot of extra help keeping it in jeans.
So what did you guys get for Christmas?
Adriana got me an Among Us blanket for our Secret Santa. I like it. It's very warm and comfy. Super soft too.
What about you, Jared?
From y'all or
in general, man. Just talk about what
in general. It was Christmas.
Christmas. Christmas. Merry Christmas. So
too bad, Tom, you wasted your turn.
What the frick?
I'm kidding. Relax.
No, go ahead, Steven. It's your turn.
I go after Tom, Jared.
All right. So, Donna Bells was my Secret Santa, and she got me some. She actually handmade some paintings, one of Mew and one of Vaporeon. They're like negative paintings, and they look freaking awesome. And then just basically got a bunch of stuff. I got a Cinderace plushie. I got a Ball Guy plushie from freaking Sword and Shield, which I adore, and he's sitting on the back just watching me. He's great, but kind of creepy.
He watches everything.
Dude, the Ball Guy is everywhere at all times. But yeah, just a bunch of different stuff. Got a wireless GameCube controller so that I can actually play Smash again, and
nice.
just a bunch of other stuff. So yeah. I got a sorry, one more. I got a Team Skull hoodie. That's it's like a short sleeve, so it's just like Guzma's from the anime. It looks so freaking cool.
Oh, you're gonna become your boy.
It's your boy.
One thing I got for Christmas that I didn't know really existed, for men, was jeans, but they're stretchy.
Oh yeah, no, I have a pair of those. They're fantastic.
I love them so much. Oh my god, the one thing I look for in pants is range of movement. Normally jeans don't allow for a lot of range of movement. Yep. These are awesome.
Dude, I actually wear those.
I can move my legs so much.
I actually wear those religiously. Yeah, I own nothing but those jeans that are stretchy. They're so freaking good.
Oh, they're so good.
The one downside, if you let them stretch too much, though, then they start keeping that shape. So, My belt keeps struggling to keep them up because they're just getting like wider and wider because I always like cross my legs and flip around when I'm in my chair.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely just like testing the stretchiness of these too much.
Dude, jeggings are so good.
These are the best pants ever, and I'm ashamed I didn't learn of them sooner.
I mean, are they high? Are they pretty high quality pants? They're going to be around for a while.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Steven, it's now your turn because you're after Tom.
Thank you, Jared. Oh wait, you just spoke. Oh God.
Now,
Tom, say something.
Speaking.
Oh, okay, now I feel better. Yeah, Christmas is good. Mal got me a giant Mr. Saturn plush, which is something I've wanted for a long time. It's they originally made them back in like 2009, and there was a fairly limited run, and then this year they made more of them, and I thought that it was impossible to get them because what my understanding was that you had to be in Tokyo and like pick it up at the store, and that was not the case, and Mal managed to get one, so that was a big surprise. And then the other thing I was really excited about is we have a meal coming from Katz's Deli in New York City, which is a Jewish deli that's been around for 100 years. We got to eat there when we were at New York, and it's delicious. And Mal surprised me with a dinner that's going to be coming, I think, either later this week or early next week. So I'm very excited about pastrami sandwiches.
Oh, God, Steven, you just did restaurant talk.
And I'm allowed to talk about restaurants.
He promised not to talk about restaurant stabbings.
Just not violence.
You're right. You're right.
And
Okay.
And you know what? I've never seen any problems in Katz's Deli. Listen, I can talk about restaurants. I can talk about violence. I cannot talk about restaurant violence. I made a pact. I wouldn't do it this month, so I won't. Do not lead the conversation there. I will steer it away.
Wow.
What timing?
What timing? The prediction results came in. Yes, we will talk about restaurants.
2.5 million points goes to the winners, by the way. Oh, frick, that's great. Wait, so you're getting a meal, like, not a meal, but you're getting a meal sent from New York City to your place?
Yes.
How the frick does that even work?
Like, it's got to be like cold food, right? It's not like hot, prepared, already food, or it's like food you just kind of warm up when you get it?
Yeah, so you normally eat these sandwiches hot, but they send everything on ice or dry ice or whatever it is, but everything gets overnighted, and then you have it to eat for dinner.
I was about to say, like, that's a heck of a DoorDash. Like,
yeah,
good God.
it was a really nice gift. It would, like, whenever I got, I was like, what? Because like that food is real good. Is real good.
That's freaking cool.
I am a fan of food, so food-related items are always a hit.
It was the backbone of the vlog for the longest time.
Probably still is.
That's just Waffle House in general, though.
Oh, Wahoo.
Wow.
We called it the Wah. That's how much it meant to us.
I streamed a Pokemon randomizer Nuzlocke like the past like month while I was here in Connecticut. That was interesting. One of the weirdest I brought it up because I saw some art on Twitter of somebody who had like the worm only podcast, and the story behind that is I had a Dragonair that died, found another Dragonair which died, found a Rayquaza that said was the spiritual successor to my Dragonair, and then that died, and then I found a dragon type Metagross, and it's like, well, the dragon lives on. And it's like I just kept the namesake throughout all of them.
All right, so shout outs to all the Pokemon in Tom's Nuzlocke. Stay far away from him. He's going to get you killed.
I did end up with more dead Pokemon than alive Pokemon by the end of it.
Oh, no.
Well, you made it through it. That's the important thing.
Yeah, like Red was surprisingly easy. I did Pokemon Heart Gold, so the final battle against Red was surprisingly easy because a lot of his Pokemon weren't evolved. But my God, there was a lot that happened, like how I had a dragon fighting Quagsire that died, found a Wooper in the Dragon Shrine that I claimed, okay, this is that Quagsire's daughter. Then it proceeded to evolve it from Wooper into Ponyta, and then from Ponyta into Why Not, and then from Why Not into Steelix.
I'm sorry,
So
what? That sounds amazing.
That's how the randomizer worked. It's awesome. It's so amazing. Also shuffled around the types and the abilities and the stats. It's so much fun to do. So, I just had, of course, Quagsire's daughter is Steelix. Why not?
It makes sense.
All roads lead to Soul Rock as well. There were so many things in that randomizer that evolved into Soul Rock for no reason whatsoever, and that was the end of the line for them as well.
Ugh.
So as a reminder to all of the listeners, and then also to me, the rules of a Nuzlocke are you release Pokemon when they die? Is that how it works?
You can only catch one Pokemon from each area that you visit. An area is usually determined by if it has a different name than a previous one. You have to name it so you get attached to them, and if it faints, then it dies. Essentially meaning that if all your Pokemon die or you white out, you essentially lose the entire run.
So if one of the Pokemon's HP goes to 0, do you have to release them? Is that what you have to do?
You're supposed to release them, but I usually have I usually set aside a box in the PC that I designate the graveyard, and it's like, oh, this is how we can remember them.
Okay, yeah. Which it's the same. Okay. Neat. I've never done one of those, but that would be interesting sometime.
They're fun.
Randomized or not, honestly. Just
the randomized one is interesting because it turns your knowledge of Pokemon on its head. Like depending on how much you randomize it. Because the way I did it, I went balls to the wall of randomizing the types, the stats, the abilities, like everything. So I'd come across something and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm going to die. Oh wait, it has a really crappy ability. I'm going to live.
It's just like playing the lottery, man.
Yeah, I lost a Pokemon to a I can't remember which Pokemon I lost to it, but it was like one of my main ones, and it had 2 one-hit KO moves.
Oh Jesus!
And it just kept spamming both of them, and I'm just like, and it also I think used like Mean Look or something on me, so I couldn't escape.
Steven, do you have like a big Pokemon knowledge or no?
No.
No. Okay.
I bought Red and Blue on release day, and I legit caught all 151, and that's not where it ended for Pokemon for me, but that's where my knowledge stopped. Because I bought Gold and Silver on release and I beat them, and I bought Ruby and Sapphire on release and I beat them, but I don't remember them at all. They just did not stick. But Kanto I know.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do the randomizer, the program, I don't remember exactly where it came from. It was the first thing that came up when I typed in Pokemon randomizer, but it essentially can randomize like any generation of Pokemon that I can handle, which is I think up through 7. I want to say, because I did Gen 4 and I just set one up for Gen 5 that I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I have it prepared just in case.
Dude, I might have to give that a try one day. That sounds really fun.
It does sound like a lot of fun.
It's a ton of fun. I love it so much. I had 3 failed runs before that, one of which I got really lucky and got a Kyogre at the beginning. So even though the typing wasn't that great, it ended up being Ice Ground. It had amazing stats. It was level 10 and lost to a level 3 Trico. Just because of everything went wrong with it. I didn't have good moves to go up against the Trico. It had all the moves that were good against me, and it also had Flame Body, so when I made contact with it, my Kyogre was burned, which lowered its attack even further, and slowly drained my HP away, and my Kyogre died.
Amazing.
Dude, that sucks. The whale.
Yeah, that's what I named my Kyogre. It was just called the Whale.
I'm just watching chat, and they've been through the hell with you.
Yeah,
like they're all remembering, and you just hear the sad music in the background every time you talk about one of them.
I miss that Quagsire so much. His name it was Dragon Fighting, so I named him Gauken or Roaring Fist. Because of the screaming Quagsire. Yeah.
Tom, you need to go through the hell that is Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow. Crowd control.
Oh,
that's what you need to do next.
Yes, I do.
It is an absolute nightmare. an absolute nightmare. You can.
Have you done Skyrim crowd control?
No, I've never played Skyrim.
That's an interesting one. I recommend modifying the bit amounts for it because I kept getting one of them is that it forces fast travel on you. So I was like, okay, I'm in Whiterun. Wait a minute, no, I'm in Windhelm. Nope, wait, I'm in Markarth. Nope, back to Whiterun. Oh, look at that, it's Solitude.
I was gonna say that's what the Pokemon yellow one is, because you literally people can force you to fly whenever they want, including inside buildings. Or what actually happened was every step you can make them give you items, but every step is the only time it'll prompt you for when you get an item. So I would take a step, and the game would be like, you got 12 bicycles. Take another step. You got 13 potions. Take another step. You got 30 key cards. And it just kept happening every step. It was literally a struggle just to get inside of a gym.
Dude, frick.
And then people could use escape ropes to make you leave the gym. And I think we only kept our first Pokemon, which was a Jolteon. We had a level 73 Jolteon or something like that, and then everything else people kept changing on us. So it was like, okay, I've got Mew now. Oh no, and never mind. It turned into a Caterpie, and that just kept happening over and over. It's just absolute hell.
God,
computer.
I think I was there for part of that stream, I think, but yeah, the Skyrim one also has prompts for not only summoning dragons and also summoning dragons inside buildings. It also has one for summoning 10 horses at a time.
I mean, what if you need 10 horses?
I don't know.
You never know.
She'll be driving 10
white horses.
Random horses.
Yeah. I was trying to remember where that was in the song because it was just in my head, the line, but I couldn't remember what song it was.
Thinking
She'll
about
be
them
coming
horses.
around the mountain with Jika. Good God.
She'll be riding the thousands of horses when she comes.
Dude. Freaking John. Dude, I tell you what, I am in love with crowd control. I've never done one before, but I played through I had a stream where I just did Mario 64 crowd controlled. That was the funnest thing. It took me 2 hours to get out of the first level because
yeah, that sounds right. Right.
Okay, now I also had not played 64 ever in my life, so that was the first experience I ever had with it. I didn't know that you didn't have to throw King Bob-omb off the mountainside. I didn't know you could just throw him and he lands on the ground and gets hurt. I didn't know that.
Yep, that's classic.
So
I remember when I first played it.
Yeah,
I had that same problem. A lot of people had that problem.
And I think my favorite thing was during the final Bowser fight. I actually ended up beating Mario 64 with 120 stars because everybody. So it was a full 120 star run. I was able to do the backwards long jump to get up the stairs and everything because I had practiced thanks to Masay at the last Coliseum, and the two before it. Anyways, you can get killed in the ending cutscene.
I can kill you.
Over and over and over and over and over again. And it was amazing because it was probably the funniest thing because every time I was praying that somebody wasn't going to kill me outside of the fight because you get thrown back outside of the tube or the pipe. So you have to jump back in really quick. If somebody would have killed me outside of the pipe, I would have had to do the entire level over. And let me tell you, I really did not want to do that again. So it was about an hour of the Bowser fight over and over again. And I thought I had won the first time, and then they killed me. I was over jumping on my couch. I was so happy, so freaking happy. And then they killed me, and I came back, and I was like, what? And I was outside of the thing. We just released the highlights of that. It's 30 minutes long, and it's probably my favorite video that I've put out on YouTube in the past couple of years. And God, it was a freaking riot. I enjoyed every second of that stream. I'm doing right now. I'm actually doing freaking crowd control Mario World right now. Gotten up to level 6 and it is hell. We're gonna finish that soon. And John, you should tell them what idea I came up with for us, but I went against it because I couldn't figure it out.
You're so crazy. So Jared calls me up on Discord and he's just like, hey, I did a charity thing and I want to make a goal for it. I want to play through Kaizo. But I want to play through Kaizo Mario crowd control. And I'm like, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? That you're not going to clear that. You're not even going to get past the first screen. Like, that's a terrible idea.
So luckily I couldn't get it to work. And secondly, I was practicing Kaizo last night or the other night, and I was like, God, I'm really glad I couldn't get this to work because holy frick.
Yeah.
Dude, but
Thank God I couldn't get this to work.
dude, yeah. Okay, so I'm in love with Kaizo, or not Kaizo. I'm in love with crowd control stuff, but I'm gonna save that for regular Mario World, and I'm just gonna do a regular freaking run of Kaizo.
Which is still, what are you doing?
I'm excited for that, to be honest.
Are we still on for when we said, or?
Absolutely, yeah. This Thursday, so that's gonna be super fun. Yeah.
The first. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
The first crowd control I ever did was Link to the Past because that was really the only thing that worked with it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, to this day, I don't know how to set the prices properly. But when I did that, chickens, angry chickens, and they didn't stop. Like, here's the thing. Like, you're supposed to be able to summon chickens for like maybe a minute, I think. 4 consecutive hours of chickens. 4 consecutive hours of angry chickens. They were like in Link to the Past. There are these big rocks that you have to lift up, and it takes a little bit of time to do it. Not with chickens. You have to have good RNG for that one. That's a good RNG trick right there, to be able to lift rocks with the chickens flying around, because otherwise they interrupt it. You got to start over trying to lift up the rock. So it was just 4 hours of chickens. And thankfully, at the time, I'm pretty sure they've changed this by now, but at the time, the chickens only appeared outside. So in dungeons, I was safe. But the second I left,
hashtag oops all chickens.
Yep. And it was, and basically that's how I got attacked by the Carolina college football team. There you go.
Bringing it back.
Oh my God.
It was worth it. It was hilarious, but like, my God, it was like, oh yeah, and people also gave me a bee for, like, they kept giving me bees.
Oh yeah,
like that was.
You never know when you need a bottle of a bee bottle.
Yeah, but I would try to like fill up the bottle and be like, my bottles are full. How? Oh right, people can give me stuff. So I'm just sitting there like uncorking, and it's like, oh, bee, and I'd put the cork back on, and I'd look in there, and there'd still be a bee. So I keep uncorking it, and another bee would come out, and it just kept going. There'd be I had a lot of bee friends.
That's like an existential nightmare, dude. It's just like, why won't the bee leave the bottle?
But this is his home. They've got a lot of games now on here.
I mean, it was multiple bees. Yeah, they've got a ton of games on there now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot they support Breath of the Wild.
Yep, the team that's working on that, they are absolute madmen, and I applaud them. Madmen and women. They are some crazy programmers.
I want to see if they have a what do you call it? Like a compatible games list. Okay,
I have it up. All right, for Genesis, Toe Jam and Earl. For Game Gear, Dragon Crystal. For Game Boy, Pokemon Red and Blue. For N64, Banjo-Kazooie, Mario 64 and Mario 64 Randomizer, and Zelda Ocarina of Time Randomizer. For NES, Castlevania 1 and 3, Contra, Duck Hunt.
What?
Yeah. Gradius, Mega Man 2, 3, and 4, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, Mario 2 and 3. It doesn't support Mario 1, huh? Legend of Zelda, and Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link. There's a lot for PC. Bedlam Ball, Celeste, Cities Skylines, Dark Souls 1 and 3, Dr. Doggo, Enter the Glitch, Fall Guys, Minecraft, Sonic Mania, Spelunky, Terraria, Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, Skyrim, and Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Groove. For PlayStation 1, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Mega Man 8, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. For Super Nintendo, Kirby Superstar, Mega Man X, SimCity, Mario RPG, Mario World, Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, Super Metroid, and A Link to the Past Randomizer, and Wii U, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Dude, I'm going to have to give that Sonic Mania a try. That's going to be fun.
I love the idea of crowd control City Skylines and SimCity. Oh my God, just let chat control the city.
Oh, man.
That would be hysterical.
What a terrible idea.
Oh, my God. It's an awful idea in the context of the people's lives living in the city, but you could just kick back and watch the game play itself.
The future of Twitch streaming is the chat plays the game entirely.
I mean,
There
that's
is no
what
streamer.
was it,
Twitch plays Pokemon.
There, that's the one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I still
We're
love
on a
that
path.
I still love that the one streamer's fish managed to
the goldfish.
discover a glitch, and
That had never been discovered before.
Yep.
Like, what the frick?
it was like a strength boulder duplication glitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dude, man, I tell you what, I think back to Twitch Plays Pokemon, and I'm just like, God, that was such a cool moment. Like, nothing like that had ever really been done before. And, like, the fact that, like, there was, like, wikis and stuff that kind of made the story actually make sense. There was just so much cool stuff with it. I wish that, like, there could be, well, I'm sure there will be sooner or later. I hope that there's another moment like that, like through Twitch or through a different platform, that is just really, really cool like that. Like, where the community comes around it and makes like a story. Like, Praise Helix is still a freaking thing. Like, I love everything about that.
Like, it's still around. Like, Twitch Plays Pokemon is still around, but it's not like the earth shattering like community coming together. Like, there's all this lore that goes into it. Like, and people just like it's not the same as it once was when it first started.
Well, that was it was such a zeitgeist thing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like,
100%.
have you heard of that? Have you been a part of it?
It was lightning in a bottle. Like, it was there for a brief moment, and now it's like, now we look back on it with fond memories and like kind of and miss those times. Yeah. By the way, to people who aren't aware, there was a glitch in, I can't remember which Pokemon game it was. Somebody managed to program like a controller based on the position that their fish was in their aquarium to be able to like control a player in Pokemon. And they discovered a glitch. It was Ruby and Sapphire. Okay, they discovered a glitch that duplicated a strength boulder by like hitting multiple inputs at the same time.
That's insane.
Yeah, and I looked it up. Twitch Plays Pokemon is live right now. They've been live for 42 hours, and they have 103 people currently playing. It looks like, what's the Wii Pokemon
Battle Revolution?
Battle Revolution, that's the one. Yeah.
They've been doing that for a while. They kind of have their own little like salty bet thing going on with that one.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, dude, that's another really fun freaking thing, is Salty Bet. I love Salty Bet, dude. Like,
Salty Bet is a classic.
I will never forget Dio versus the whale.
Dude. What were the odds on that? Like 1 to 273 or something like that? I can't even remember.
Literally the only loss that the whale got was against Dio. That was the thing.
The whale has never lost except for that. I think. I don't know if there's been other characters that it's won against or lost against. I think
it's still just the one loss.
Yeah, that's so freaking crazy, dude.
All right, so to explain what Salty Bet is, imagine AI fights of fighting games, but using Mugen, which is, you can literally make your own fighting game characters, or you can take other fighting game characters and put them in. So I loaded up right now, and I'm seeing two of the NPCs from Guardian Heroes versus what's her name, Karen from Street Fighter Alpha 3, but she's named Blue Eyes White Karen, which
heck yeah.
So she's super aggressive versus Knight and Soldier. Oh yeah, no, she's super aggressive right now. She literally just did a super move that took away all their health.
Dude,
so the idea
Blue Eyes
is
White
that
Karen.
Yeah, the idea is that you bet your points, your salty bucks on the, I think that's what the currency was called. I forget. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But that's what you bet them on who's going to win the fight. But the thing is, you don't know the odds of what they've won unless you've like subscribed to the channel. They'll show you the odds, but you will still possibly lose because you don't know some of these fights. Because Mugen has some absolutely broken characters in it.
I can name off a couple. Freaking Entei. Just Entei. Entei is just about impossible to destroy. I'm trying to think of some other ones. Blue Eyes White Karen's actually one of them.
Yeah. Well, she's losing actually. So because it's a 2-on-1 fight. She's a 2-on-1 fight. That's why.
Nightmare Broly.
My favorite in Mugen will always be Omega Tom Hanks. It's always my favorite. It's literally a cartoon version of Tom Hanks with a photorealistic head on the top that summons different movie posters that Tom Hanks has been in, and then they just do an obscene amount of damage, and they just keep filling up the screen with movie posters of movies that Tom's been in. It's great.
One of my favorites is just a football character named Brian, and it's literally with like 100 eyes, and it like Brian, and he is the craziest freaking character I think I've ever seen. I love Brian. But Rarakuma is my favorite character.
Rarakuma is also a classic.
Yeah, I love Rarakuma.
Aren't there like 50 iterations of Geese Howard in that game?
Oh, there are
Wait.
more than 50. There's a lot.
Is there a biblically accurate Brian? God, I hope so.
John there's a picture of Omega Tom Hanks, and it's exactly what how he described it.
I wasn't kidding.
Oh God, freaking
pixelated body, like in a suit with a photorealistic, or rather just a photo of Tom Hanks's face on it.
The man, the myth, the legend, Omega
Mugen really
Tom.
takes me back because that's been around for a long,
Years,
long
dude.
time.
I remember messing around with that in like university.
Mm-hmm.
That was around when I was in high school, and I remember like looking into it and being like, "This is neat. I'll use RPG Maker because it seems easier to use."
It is.
It
It
was
is definitely
easier
easier to use. Mugen is a huge learning curve, but you can make a fighting game with near infinite characters, which is basically what
Yeah.
Salty Bet is.
Yeah, I recommend if y'all have nothing to do for like an hour or so, just go to Salty Bet and freaking just watch the fights. Like whenever quarantine started last year, we weren't really going anywhere, so it was funny. Me and Erica had a joke. It's like, is there anything on Twitch right now? I was like, no. Salty Bet's always there for us, right? Yeah, Salty Bet's always there. So we would just watch Salty Bet for like a couple hours at a time. It was really good.
Some of my favorite memories at MagFest would be when we go back to the hotel room to chill out, and it'd be like me, K-Head, Otto, bunch of people just sitting around watching Salty Bet.
Yeah, dude.
PAX as well.
Salty Bet's always there for you, man. Like the thing is like how do they I'm always curious, like the guy who made that, or the team who keeps that up and running, like is there somebody always watching it, or they just let it go? Like I have no freaking idea.
They have mods watching it essentially. It's running off of some person's computer specifically, and then like if anything goes wrong, they have to step in. Because you can get soft locked in some of these fights. Like that happens a lot. I think it actually is happening right this second on stream right now. But like you just have to like cancel the fight. There's like a prompt you can use in Mugen just to kind of end the fight.
Yeah, I think that they can just end it whenever they want, because there are characters that are really stupid and they will just kind of break the game. And it's
and that's the majority of the characters they use on Salty Bet. S tier tournaments are the best. Or no, it's X tier. X tier,
yeah.
Yeah, X tier stupid. I mean, like you got stuff like Tetris, where the literal, you cannot beat the Tetris guy. He just ends up defeating everybody. It's really silly. But then you have stuff like, oh man, what is it called? Bokosuka Wars, which is literally a coin flip. Mm-hmm. Dude, man, I'm telling you, I've been watching freaking Salty Bet for freaking years, dude. We used to have mod nights where we would just sit on stream, or not on stream, but we would Discord and just watch Salty Bet. It was so much fun, man.
How was it? Yeah, like to those who aren't familiar with it, like they're tiered based on how good they are. X tier is basically like they're so broken and overpowered that they're really not fun to watch against, to play against anybody else aside from X tier characters.
Yeah.
Like those are the ones that have like screen filling moves that would kill someone in one hit. But like seeing two characters with the same ability go back and forth, like it's just absolutely insane.
Yep.
But then there's also the best is the opposite too, the P tier, potato tier, which is usually characters that are absolutely awful, because those fights take forever for the wrong reasons, which just makes it even funnier.
Like because the AI is programmed really poorly. Like they're mostly decent characters, but they're just not programmed very well.
Have y'all ever watched Veku's Potato Journey?
I have not watched Veku's Potato Journey.
So basically, there's a character. It's Fat Goku and Vegeta fused, right?
Okay, yeah. So it's the failed Gogeta Veku.
Yeah. So it's Veku, and whenever he fights, it's a inside joke where it's like Veku's Potato Journey continues, because he always loses the fight, almost always. I've only seen him ever lose or win one, just one. And I popped off whenever that happened, man, because I was just like, thank God he finally got a win. But yeah, dude, like frick, I could literally just talk about Salty Bet like all day.
I'm gonna be honest. I have never heard of Salty Bet in my life, so this was
Really?
all. I was just like, "What is this?" And then finally, someone like, "It's Mugen." I'm like, "Okay, Mugen," and then that was it. That's as close as I could follow. That being said, I did also just learn about like poggers in the last few weeks or months. So like, I'm still like. And like a little before that, I think I vaguely understand what a dab looks like. So I'm running. I'm back there.
You also learned that
You're catching up, Grandpa. You're catching up.
I'm catching up.
You are legit the grandpa, man. I love it.
Someone asked a good question before. Has a P tier ever beaten an X tier?
I have no idea.
I don't think so, because usually if anything does that, they would get automatically jumped up to X tier, usually.
Yeah. If anything beats an X tier character, it goes straight to X tier, I think.
Well, but isn't it? But I feel like it'd be sort of like a case by case basis, because like what Dio was like a B tier, an A tier character, and the whale was an X tier.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Like they have like a full on like rating system and stuff like that, which is really cool. But I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I think it depends. Like Bokosuka Wars is ideally the most broken character of them all. Yeah. Because like the way he works is he literally is a little soldier that walks around, and he walks up to the other fighter and he touches them. And it's honest to God a 50-50 coin flip. Mm-hmm. If Boku wins, I think they win the fight instantly. But if they lose, this screen shows up on the fighting game instead. Wow, you lose, and then they lose the fight, and then it goes to the next round. But it's a coin flip. Like it's either like bravo, you win, or wow, you lose, and then that's it.
Yep.
It's like a screen that pops up that looks like it's from like an 8-bit video game with like these like little goblin people and like soldier knights on it that just says wow, you lose.
Yeah, because this is a Famicom game, so it's literally they've taken like Bokosuka Wars is a bad game, but also like it's a well-known bad game, which actually got a sequel like a couple years ago.
Oh my God,
that's incredible. Is the sequel just as bad?
I think the sequel's actually okay. I need to look up Bokosuka Wars 2.
We're putting all your nostalgia in the game. This game is just as bad as you remember it.
It's on the Switch. There we go.
Oh man.
Yep, Bokosuka Wars 2. Here's what it looks like. I'll for the people watching the VOD or the live stream, here's the actual screenshot of it. For those listening to the audio version, imagine a DOS game. That's really no other way to describe this.
Wow.
That's all they need to know. Imagine a DOS game.
That is straight up a DOS game.
Imagine what you think a DOS game looks like, and that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. Oh man. Dude, so by any chance, y'all who were at MagFest this year, either this year or last year, I know that.
I think you mean last year.
Yeah, sorry. No, you know what I mean.
2019 or 2020, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, so at 3 a.m. at like the back area of MagFest, they had Salty Bet Live. And let me tell you. Yeah, they had a panel of Salty Bet Live. And let me tell you, it was about as degenerate as you could possibly imagine it was going to be. And then it was even more. It was the craziest, loudest. There was people throwing money. Like it was like a big old, just like a betting table. And there was one fight that I remember. Basically what you had to do is you had to go to the left side of the room if you thought the blue guy was going to win, and the right side if it was on the other one. So there was a anime waifu, like a chibi anime waifu versus like I can't remember what it was, but everybody went over to the waifu side.
But that's the rule. You always bet on waifu. Yes. That is a literal Salty Bet rule.
Except for myself and a couple of other people. Except myself, Erica, and a couple other people. And the waifu lost, and we popped off, dude. It was the craziest freaking thing. Made me so happy, dude. Like I loved everything about that, because that was just a bunch of nerds. It's like going to like
it's like going to a virtual cockfight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it
is. Go Cox!
Oh yeah. That crap was.
Don't scream that out loud, please, Steven. Never scream that out in public.
That's acceptable, John.
That's acceptable in South Carolina.
John, when you're walking down the aisle in the Walmart, and a girl in front of you is wearing the booty shorts, and just across her butt it just says Cox. But the color of the booty shorts is that purple magenta. What is that word? I don't know.
It's like maroon, isn't it?
I'm sure there's a word for it. I don't know. I'm not a sports person. Anyway,
South Carolina
what
Gamecocks.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's maroon.
You walk
it's like
by-
a dark red.
you walk by and you go Cox. That's what you do. Unless you're wearing a Clemson shirt, in which case there will be a fight inside of the Walmart.
Yeah. Steven, careful, Steven. You're treading dangerously close to violence in a restaurant.
No, I think to be fair, he's
no.
just describing
Walmart.
sports. That's just sports.
Yeah,
Also,
but he did
Sports,
mention a
sports
fight in a
is violence in a
Walmart.
restaurant. They're a simile.
Look,
Oh,
anything goes in a Walmart, all right?
Mallory just messaged me and said the color is garnet. Of course, she
Mal.
would be the one to tell me what color something is.
She's a painter. Of course she knows.
She knows colors I ain't never heard of. I'm like, that ain't no real color.
You never heard of garnet?
This isn't my specific example, John. I'm just saying that she brings up colors occasionally, and I'm like, that's not a color.
Did you know that chartreuse was a color before I brought it up at TRG Coliseum 2019?
I mean, I don't remember you bringing that up, but it still now does not sound like a real color.
See,
Perfect pause.
Or rather,
Steven has
Lord
a-
Donator did?
Oh my God. Well, that's why he doesn't remember, because it was Lord Donator.
I don't remember because it was more than 5 days ago. That's the reason I don't remember. Do you want to be specific?
God damn it. Oh.
I mean, y'all come up with some good fan art during these freaking podcasts, man. My God.
So made a Photoshop of it looks like the water cycle or something along those lines. It's like the Soul Rock cycle. There is only Soul Rock.
Yeah, there's only one step, and it is
Soul Rock. Yep.
It's like that it's that Twitter account that's like science diagrams that look like bad crap posts.
I love that account.
Dude,
oh my God.
That account is god tier. Like, I love that so much.
God, what is it called? Like science God,
Science
I wish I could
shitpost
remember
or something like that. It's science diagrams that look like shitposts is the actual
Yeah,
account.
literally that. It's so good.
Science diagrams that look like shitposts. They're so funny.
I really want to go and just like find a couple of those later on tonight.
This is just like the meme episode. It's just us just talking about internet memes at this point.
No, I mean, is that a bad thing?
No, it's just really. I didn't expect to talk
jumped
about
from-
Salty Bet of all things tonight. Like that.
welcome
I
to
mean-
the freaking podcast, bro.
When you guys, I'm going to be honest. When you guys started talking about Salty Bet, I was like, I don't know what this is, but I don't know that I want to be involved in Salty Bet.
Salty Bet is
Sounds
great. It's great.
Sounds kind of
It's
dirty.
fantastic. It's fantastic. Like, I have nothing else to watch. I need to put something on material.
Yeah, it will always be there. It literally will always be there.
Salty Bet
I
is
think
always
they're
there
I think
for
they're
you.
just running a turn. Yeah, this is a tournament match. I think they're doing. It is Vegeta SSBE versus Real Goku.
Real Goku.
Finally, the real Goku. Meanwhile, Vegeta SSBE has done an 815 hit combo.
Listen,
Oh, frick yeah, dude.
here's how it's gonna work. The human race is gonna go extinct, whether it's from the meteor or ourselves or just something's gonna happen. Like millennia, eons are gonna pass, and then like the three characters from Pikmin 3 are gonna come down looking for fruit, and they're gonna find a computer, and on that computer is gonna be a live stream of Salty Bet still going.
I was wondering where you were going with that. Oh my God.
Salty Bet is eternal. Back to the salt mines you go.
On the first day, God created Salty Bet.
Salty Bet is the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end.
Omega Goku. Oh, frick me.
You know.
So
now that-
anyway, I was online and I was looking at how much it would cost to buy an ostrich egg. And
Okay, all right, keep going. I'm in. I'm invested.
Yeah, I'm invested as well. Let's go.
because, let's be honest, you've probably thought about it once or twice before. What would it be like to eat an ostrich egg?
okay,
know
so
ostrich eggs?
so unfertilized then.
So yeah, I'm not. I don't want an ostrich. Jesus Christ!
Well, you could raise one. You know how powerful you would be if you had an ostrich for a pet. No one would fuck with you. They'd know you as the guy with the ostrich.
Kepler is enough on his own. He does not need to be riding an ostrich like gosh darn Donkey Kong around here. I don't need a little espresso rider. Okay.
On top of that, if you liked the egg, then you could get more egg.
That's a lot of effort. Holy Jesus!
This is called the long con, Steve.
Because you like egg sandwiches. Anyway, my point is, have you ever been thinking about ostrich eggs? The fact that it's basically an egg but more egg. Because I thought about that recently, and I started to research it because I was like, I would like to eat an ostrich egg. Ostrich egg is egg but more egg. I like egg. Turns out ostrich egg contains roughly like 18 to 24 normal eggs.
Jesus.
That's how big this egg is. It's a big egg. In fact, it's so big that you have to saw into it to get it open.
Really?
Yes.
I need to see where an ostrich stands on the endangered species list.
People regularly use a hacksaw to get into these things.
Holy frick.
Yeah, it's fascinating. And there's actually some videos online of people cooking with them, and it's amazing. They're big eggs because they're eggs, but they're big. Because ostrich big? Anyway.
So it's big, for sure.
No, ostriches are least concerned, so yeah, it wouldn't be a threat.
You can get these things. These aren't this isn't some shady black market deal. Like, you can order them on the internet. Although there's a season for them, and I found out, unfortunately, the season has ended. But yeah, you can get yourself an ostrich egg. Depending on where you get them from, they range from like $50 to $100, which it sounds expensive, and it is.
That's actually less than I thought. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be a lot more.
Yeah, like obviously buying 2 dozen eggs is cheaper, but it's not one egg, and that's cool.
Oh my god.
So whenever I was looking into this, the people that were trying these out, they said that the yolk is a lot richer than a chicken egg, and I was like, I'm down. And there's actually some restaurants, like in New York City and stuff, that have put together like these big brunch plates where you order almost like an appetizer thing for the whole table, and it's got like one giant fried egg, and then all the stuff around it, and everyone dips into it. It's fascinating. And it's delicious, apparently. I would love to go in on a 1 or 2 ostrich eggs with some folks at some point.
I want to get a group order of 1 egg.
I'm just saying, like, whenever next TRG Coliseum rolls around, it might be around the time that ostrich eggs are in season. Wouldn't that be fun?
All right, Reese or Mal may need to learn how to cook an ostrich egg. It's sounding like.
Breakfast.
This is
a lot of eggs. Where are the shells? Only one. It's right here.
It's super cool. Yeah, I was I don't know. I get lost on the internet sometimes, and I was like, man, I would love to eat an ostrich egg, which is a normal thing people think about. And then I also found my way to a website where you can get like exotic meats. And I was a little less interested when it's like, you want to order python? I'm like, not really. It's like, oh, it's dead. It's just like a burger. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't want that right now.
What I guess like what's your limit on if like some meat that you wouldn't normally eat was placed in front of you? Like, would you eat it?
I'm honestly, if I'm being real, as long as it doesn't look like the animal, I would probably eat it. Like, I would probably try a python burger. Because it's meat.
But is there stay away meat from a python, though?
Stay away from ramen, dagnabbit, okay?
Ramen?
Yeah,
Ramen's
my
snake.
python.
I'm not going to eat your snake.
Don't take that out of context, please.
Salty bet. Go Cox. I would probably eat it as long as it. So for me personally, and this is a problem I've had forever, and a lot of people from like Asian cultures and Asian families, they don't have the same problem. I've learned from interacting with them on the internet. I cannot eat food that is looking back at me. If it has a head, face, eyes, anything like that, I can't do it. So like
same.
So like I can eat fish. I have no problem with fish unless the fish is whole. If the fish is whole, it is a very difficult experience, and I can do it, but it is hard, and I am left with some sort of trauma, and I don't finish that fish.
Have you ever seen A Christmas Story?
With the you'll shoot your eye out one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking of the when they go to the Chinese restaurant because the bumpus hounds ruin their turkey and they get the whole goose.
Oh man.
God. I was gonna say Steven's story reminded me of something from my childhood. So my father is a pretty well accomplished hunter. Like he routinely gets like moose licenses to go hunt moose back home because we're from Newfoundland, so moose are pretty prevalent and you can hunt them for food. But he also taught me how to snare rabbits. Because he's like, I want you to like learn these just because I want you to be trained on this in case you ever really like the meat. But he also trained me and taught me to skin the rabbit so it could be cooked. And let me tell you something. That is a quick way to make sure you never eat that meat ever again. I still have nightmares about that, about skinning a rabbit. It is absolutely disgusting. The smell is undescribable. But yeah, so I refuse to eat rabbit because of that, and I'm surprised I didn't become a vegetarian because of it, honestly.
I'm
with Steven on the eye thing.
Yeah, I can't go hunting, dude. Like I can't, like I am such a wuss. I am such a city boy. Like my dad is a hunter too, and like he would used to do all that stuff. Like he's eaten just about everything. But oh my God, dude, I just can't do it. I don't even like eating lamb because I know where it comes from. Like I will eat maybe I'll eat fish. I'll eat salmon, shrimp. I'll eat steak and like pig products, but that's about it. I don't really go too crazy into anywhere else. And chicken, I'll eat chicken. But like you go to lamb, you go to rabbit, you go to anything that would be considered a little bit more like specialized, I guess you would say. I can't do it. I can't do it. All I can think about is like a little lamb looking at me, and I'm like, man, I'm freaking sorry. You know,
like the episode of The Simpsons where Lisa becomes a vegetarian.
Yeah, dude. Oh God,
I thought you loved me,
dude. I can't, man. I just can't do it. Erica will she'll go to town on just about anything. Like she's like a connoisseur of different food. Like she got 3 different gaming cookbooks for Christmas. To put that in perspective, like that's what this woman loves to do. She has a very awesome, like, what is the word for it? I wouldn't say obsession, but an interest in cooking. So she's like, hey Jared, would you like to do like a lamb one night? And I'm like, no, I can't. I can't do it, man. I just cannot do it. I'm sorry. Please stick with easier stuff.
Jared, I have a question.
Yes.
And I'm really curious to see what your answer is going to be. How do you feel about fried chicken? Specifically, you get the drumstick. Can you clean the meat off the bone? Do you have any problems with that?
I can't do it.
Okay.
Tendons freak me up. I can't eat them. Like,
Okay.
I'll eat around it, but there are certain parts of the chicken, unless the only time that I'm able to do that is whenever it's something cooked in a crock pot and it just falls off the bone automatically. That I can take, but if I have to like take my teeth and go get that sucker off the bone, I can't do it, dude. It's just, just thinking about the tendons are freaking me up.
So growing up, like me and my dad, we clean the meat off the bone, no problem. My mom's a vegetarian, which made my diet very interesting sometimes. But me and my dad would do that, and most of the people I knew around here did that. And then I started to meet some folks from out of town. Mallory, another few of our friends, they will not do that. It's not that they won't eat the chicken; they'll eat it, but then they'll put it down, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, that ain't done.
You gonna finish that? Like,
you only ate half that drumstick.
Yeah, you are Are you going to finish that individual in that situation?
Well,
basically.
I mean, like, are you gonna ask them that and then take it for yourself, like a half-eaten drumstick?
From my wife, I would. I don't think that I would make that a habit at, like,
Hey,
a
Dan,
restaurant
you
with
that?
others.
No, like it'll definitely be from like wife, of course. But yeah, dude, to answer that question, no freaking way, dude. I can't do it. I don't even like. I usually get like only legs too whenever I go to like a restaurant or something. Like if I go to Bojangles or KFC.
Wait, what? But
What?
why?
What do you mean?
Thigh meat,
Wait.
right?
You get the
Yeah.
leg. Okay.
Yeah, I only the legs only podcast. I don't like eating the thighs or the breastbone or the breast stuff. I just can't do it. I don't
Okay.
know why. I'm weird.
I mean, the legs are
Wait,
usually
what?
easier to eat in general.
Yeah, true.
That's fair. I mean, I guess also if you were going to cut the meat off yourself,
Yeah.
it'd probably be easier on a leg.
Like if I get a let's say I get like a breast piece, right? If I have a knife and a fork, I'll go to town on it, easy. But I'm not going to be just sitting there like like going after it. I can't do that. Because like
You're not going to be going full motorboat on a chicken.
Oh, I will motorboat a chicken.
good night, everybody.
All right, that's the quote. That's the quote of this episode.
You write that the hell down because it's true.
Go Cox!
Go Cox! When I was in high school, I had a ravenous appetite, and I would order the 8-piece family meal from KFC and finish it myself. And man, that was good times. If I did that now, I think I would die. But back then, it was okay.
Dude, so were you like a skinny kid?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, your metabolism though, like,
Yeah.
you're one of the freaking lucky ones. Let me tell you what, because like, well, I mean, I was kind of too. So my bane was donuts. All right, like glazed donuts, like just a 12-pack of Krispy Kreme donuts, dude. I could finish a box a day of Krispy Kreme donuts, dude. I freaking love that crap. But like, I was never really like a heavy eater other than that. That was the only thing. And I tell you what, if I continued that, I'd be 400 pounds because holy frick, I had to stop.
Yeah.
Join us next week when we go into 401ks and Roth IRA investments.
Oh man.
No,
I
as
want
a-
some donuts, frick.
I was like the opposite of you guys. Like as a kid, like I barely ate anything. Like I hated most food. I remember this story. I've told this before to my community, but I actually hated eggs as a kid. I absolutely hated them. And I distinctly remember, I don't know how old I was, but I couldn't have been too old because what happened was I borrowed Mario 3 off of one of my sister's friends, and I had a loan of it off of them. And we were eating dinner, and I think mom had made like scrambled eggs or something like that, and I didn't like it. I just was like, I hate this. I don't want this. And she's like, okay, well, you don't want to eat any dinner, so I'm going to give you, here are the options. You can either eat your dinner, or you can just leave the plate and leave the kitchen, but you can't play video games for 2 weeks.
Oh.
And I was like, all right, fine. I got off the table and left, and gave her the copy of Mario 3. I just hated the food that much. It was so weird. Like Reese will attest. Like as an adult now, like since she's been dating me and since we've been married, like my palate's gotten way better, but it's pretty bad at times too. There's tons of points where she's like, why is your taste buds like this? Like why do you eat such garbage? I'm just like, I don't know. I just had a bad, I don't know what is in my taste buds, but just most things don't taste right.
Dude, I can't have anything with sauces. Like if it's like sauces or if it has like a gelatin like stuff, I can't eat Jello. I literally cannot eat Jello or I will throw up. Like I can't do it. And Erica's so funny because like she will literally just she'll take anything, but she always asks like if oh man, there was a story I wanted to tell and I can't remember it now, but she's always just like, your tummy, man. I don't understand. Like, why don't you like these things? I'm like, I have no freaking idea. Like, I wish that I had an answer for the reason why I can't eat hardly anything. But it's definitely, as you get older though, for real though, as you get older, you definitely change up your palate. Like there are some things that I could never eat. Oh, I just remembered. So Erica is actually funny because whenever she was younger, she couldn't eat anything that was red. Okay.
What?
So when she was younger, she got, I can't remember if it was like a pneumonia or something like that, but she had to take this cough syrup and it was like a gross cherry flavor is what she said. So she attributed that flavor with anything red. So cherries, strawberries, watermelon, anything red, she would not eat. Period. Until she got older. Isn't that crazy? Like,
No, as a kid, I get that too, because like there was definitely like I would associate like flavors and colors together too. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So it got better over time, but we went to Five Guys today, and I got a cherry Coke, and she goes, "What the frick is that?" And like, because there was like a little bit of the red, because the those machines that have like the extra flavoring that goes in with the drink or whatever,
like the touch screen and whatnot.
Yeah. So she sees that around the drink, and she goes, "What's that?" I go, like, "Cherry Pepsi." She goes, "Ugh." I'm like, "What? You okay?" She's just the fake cherry flavoring. She's just like, frick that. She can't do anything with it, like whatsoever.
I mean, like I can only imagine like how bad it would be for like I don't know, like if you had like a packet of Kool-Aid or something like that, and you just didn't put enough water in it, that'd probably have like the same consistency as like the cough syrup she took.
Yeah, no, oh my god, though, just imagine though. I could not even think about that. That's crazy. Because I've never had anything like that before, but I always had to have my food separated. Like I couldn't have anything touching whenever I was younger. I've gotten better. I've gotten better now, but yeah, I legitimately could not have my food touching whenever I was younger. It was bad. My grandma actually used to whenever she would like make noodles or something like that, she would take me out, like she would actually like get me out of the room so she could add butter and salt, because I'd freak out if she was adding it while I was in the same room. It's freaking crazy to think about.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Steven.
I was gonna say my paternal grandfather, he would get his plate of food with all of his different things, variety, all these sides. When it would be served to him, he would take his fork, stick it down in it, and start swirling it into one giant paste of food before he poured like ketchup on it.
Well, I'm out. Bye.
I grew up like seeing him do that, and I was like, I remember asking my parents like, why does Pappy put all his food together? And Mom's like, he says it's all going to the same place, and I'm like, okay, that's clearly a choice.
Yeah, there's like some commercial that ran on TV where they were just, it was like one of those Lunchables things where you mixed food together, and the punchline of the whole thing was like, I'll taste the same down here. So that's definitely a mentality, like with certain food.
I mean, like they grew up in like a super super poor time where like there was no food and the food was all bland and bad or whatever. So like I guess it's just the mentality of eat, but you know, in old age it wasn't like that, man. The food has flavors; they're all different. If you put them all together, it's just very strange. It makes everyone at the table uncomfortable.
My first year of college was when I was probably the least picky in terms of eating. Before I transferred, there was an on-campus like shop, like it was like a sandwich shop, and I go in there and I was just like, you know what, and before that I was like very picky, so like I go in there and just be like, what weird combinations of things could I eat at this sandwich shop? So I'd order like weird sandwiches, and then like for a while the employees there would kind of like question it and like give me weird looks and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, sure. And then at one point they figured out, wait, we could turn this into a game. So I got free food if I would just eat the combinations of food they would make.
Oh no!
From there, there were some interesting ones. I think. They started small, but I think the worst one came from one of the small ones, which was like onions, banana peppers, and peanut butter.
Oh,
golly, man!
And that tasted nasty, but I was just like, hey, free food. I didn't have a stable source of income at the time, so I was just like, I'll take it.
Ugh.
Well.
Someone in chat mentioned hot sauce guy. That came after college when I grew an addiction for Subway sandwiches that had their like in-house creamy sriracha. And then the one I went to, they stopped selling it, so I bring my own bottle of sriracha to Subway, and they started calling me hot sauce guy.
Dude, okay, so my dad growing up, he was the best. He was the absolute best, but man, he was a practical joker. I remember this one time we were at a steakhouse, and I'm not even bringing up what we have talked about in the past. We were at, yeah, you know what I mean. So I had to go to the bathroom, so I went, and while I was gone, he took, I don't know how he did it, but he took tartar sauce, okay, and injected it into one of the big old steak fries that was on my plate. And I'm talking, this was more tartar sauce than you should have been able to fit inside of a steak fry. So I don't know how he did it. I think he got a straw, put it in, and like squeezed it into there. And I come back.
He MacGyvered that into that.
Dude,
he was dedicated. He wanted this to happen.
It wasn't his first time doing this.
It was not. No, it was not the first time, because he's done it to multiple people, and it's freaking hilarious, except whenever it happens to you. So I get back, and I'm just eating my food, and Duff is laughing. And like snickering, right? And I'm like, Duff, what the frick are you laughing about? And he's just like, no, nothing. Like, because he had this thing where, like, if something was really tickling him, he would go super high pitched. And my dad's a big.
He would turn it, according to your impression, he turned to Yoda.
Oh, dude, like, yes, he does. So he's just like, no, nothing. I can't even, like, I can't do his voice like very well right now. But man, when I bit into that French fry, I thought he was going to freaking pass out from laughing so hard, because like I freaked out, because I was like, oh, like that, because I was like maybe 14 at the time. So whenever you would, like, you know, you're an overreactive little kid, and I freaked out, and I like threw the daggone French fry like that onto the table, and he loses his mind. He goes into what we like to call the hyena laugh, which is actually maybe the reason why I laugh the way that I do, and he's just like, just in the middle of this freaking crowded restaurant, is losing his mind because he got me. And I tell you what, to this freaking very day, I check my food when he's around. I will check my food every couple of minutes just to make sure. If he's sitting next to me, I'm like always, and he calls me out on it too. He goes, yeah, you checking, huh? And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, he's like, why are you always checking your food? And I'm like, you know exactly darn well why.
Tartar sauce in the steak fry, Dad.
Dude,
or Duff.
My God, Duff is the freaking man. I have literal PTSD.
I would be concerned if every time I ate a meal with another person, I had to just continually instinctively check if my food had been altered.
You have no idea, man.
That's major trust issues at that point.
That it feels extreme.
Dude, he's always been a practical joker, man. That is his MO. He freaking loves that crap. So yeah, basically any chance, like, man, he used to. Okay, one more story about Duff. We had this guy who was doing some work for us. He was like the handyman, right? It was like Big Dave's handyman, and he was very jumpy, very easily scared. Okay, so my dad went and bought a rubber snake, and every chance he would get, he would scare this man with this rubber snake, and it probably happened maybe over 40 or 50 times throughout the time that we were working, or he was working with us on the house stuff. And my God, there was one time my dad had a racquetball, and the guy was walking back towards the garage where I play the drums. It used to be an actual garage, but now it's like been repurposed. So the doors were metal. Okay. My dad took that racquetball and whipped it at that door, and it hit the door. It sounded like a gunshot. And I don't think I've ever seen a man jump higher than that man jumped that day. It was the loudest sound on planet Earth, and it was the funniest crap, because he turned around and saw Big Dave, just started cursing at him. He was such a good sport about it too, though. He was always down to joke back. Like, it wasn't like he was just being mean. They were always going back and forth with each other. But man, that day, I don't think he really messed with him that much anymore, because he knew that Duff meant business at that point. I love my dad.
I mean, like, that seems like the quintessential, like, of course you realize this means war moment.
Yeah, dude, it definitely was. It had that air about it, and it was so funny. I'm just glad I got to catch that live. That was fantastic. See, I'm a practical joker now too, thanks to my dad. So like, I don't go as extreme as he does, but I will mess with Erica every now and then. Like I'll act like I'm super angry about something. I'll be like, what the frick? Like I'll try to do it straight faced, and she knows that I'm freaking with her. So like, there's just moments where I'll try and fail miserably because I'm nowhere near as good as my dad is with that crap.
I always worry about retaliation with practical jokes, so I'm just like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, like, that's me. That's
Snark
me too.
is safer.
Like, yeah, snark is way safer.
We have a strict no like practical jokes policy in our house. So hearing about all of these things is like, oh god, the polar opposite.
Oh man, like we don't go hard, but we mess with each other, and it's funny. So
All right, I think we're getting the wrap up signal here.
I do like that. Dan hasn't said his one word yet. I do like the practical jokes where they're just confused. Like there's no frightening. There's no like it's just confusion followed by an oh that's what okay gotcha.
See, to me, practical joking back then was like, was it put Kool-Aid powder in the shower head and then like you get Kool-Aid all over you while you're showering. Stuff like that. Like that's the crazy stuff, like food dye in your shower water and stuff like that.
No, I saw one practical joke where it's like this man and this like old woman sitting on a bench showing a photo album to a guy, and then these like people walk by, take a picture of them, and then sneak another photo album to her that has that picture in it, and then she's showing him the photo album, and it's and like he recognized himself in the photo, and he's like, wait a minute, what? Like those are my favorite kind of jokes where it's like the person's not getting hurt, they're just really confused.
oh yeah, like those are always the best. And like, and that's the thing. Like I'm not for people like actually hurting anybody, but every now and then it's fun to inject some tartar sauce into somebody's French fry. I guess like what the frick.
I'm just gonna go on the record now, Jared. Please do not inject tartar sauce into any of my French fries.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna be watching my plate around Jared from here on out.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for a meat syringe around Jared.
Once again, I am not as good as my dad is. You would totally find me out, like legit.
I could see it. You would be the guy who would just start giggling, like we wouldn't even do anything.
That's the thing. Like I can't hold that crap back, dude. I just can't do it. Oh god.
I don't know. Like, was the prank I pulled on Steven where I convinced him that the Seattle mud crabs existed? Was that in bad taste? Was that like a hurtful prank?
Yeah, no, that's not a hurtful prank.
No,
unless,
I don't think so.
Unless he literally went to like, I need to go bet on this team right now. Let me go to my bookie.
I went and talked to my bookie, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll take your money." And I'm like, "Yeah, put it all on the Philadelphia Broncos." No,
they got it this season.
At one point during your stream, you did say, "Watch somebody mail me a Seattle Mud Crabs hat."
God, I want a Seattle Mud Crabs hat so bad, and now I can't get one because they're not real.
Oh, someone can make one. Don't worry. I'm sure people have already made the logo. We showed that one earlier today. So, all right.
Oh my god.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out for the podcast today. But it looks like I got to wrap up. So let's do our talking points for today.
Otherwise known as our Jeopardy categories.
All right. Yeah, it's true. Thanks, Green Day, for that. Talking points for this podcast. Seattle Mud Crabs. Jumbo Trogdor. Proton Prawn. Each cup is a multiplayer session. Stretchy Pants. Cats Person. Crowd Control Hell. Biblically Accurate Brian. Egg, but more egg. Motorboat a chicken. Tartar sauce injection. Dan, how do you want to say your words first before we kick it away to what we're doing this week?
Go Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Hell yeah. We'll go root for them right now.
Go Shrimp, go!
Go Shrimp! All right, this week's a busy week for me. Wednesday, we're doing Power Trip, which means we raffle off who gets to pick the next game on the stream, and then we play that game for like 30 to 40 minutes. We usually get about 5 games in, and we're starting with Kimono Friends Pacross, based off the anime with the little like cat girls.
Oh, cool.
So, and then we're going to see where we go from there. Likely something bloody and gory, because that's just the way these things go sometimes. Thursday, I'm on stream with Jared on his channel, and he's going to be playing Kaizo Mario. And I'm going to be wondering why he thought this was a good idea.
It all comes full circle, John. That's the first thing I ever watched of yours, and now
it never stops.
Yeah.
Layers upon layers. Friday is our Splatoon 2 Proton Splat League Season 4 finals. So there's going to be a Friday stream where we're going to be calling out some Splatoon matches. And Saturday is regular fortune cookie. And then, of course, next week, Monday is when game clearing starts up. We are doing this year's plan for game clearing is rotation, where I pick the first game, subs pick the second game based on whatever suggestions they give me, and then mods suggest the third game. But everything is themed. So the first rotation is retro-ish games. So we've started with Castlevania Chronicles, and we're currently playing through Evoland. And that's my week.
Tomorrow I'm gonna play Smash Bros with viewers, and then I haven't planned any further ahead of that than that. So that's what I got.
I mean, we're still working our way through Breath of the Wild on Friday evenings. We just finished the fourth Divine Beast, so we're making some progress. Although from what I understand, there's still quite a bit left to do. But the big thing is over on Stephen Plays, we are wrapping up Pikmin 3's story campaign. So if people want to watch that, we'll have that all set, and we're going to be moving into the side stories featuring Olimar and Louie. So that's fun.
Steven, quick question for you. What was your last Divine Beast?
Bird.
Bird. Okay, so yeah, no, you played just the same way I did, where the bird was the last one I got, and it was just like, this was so helpful. Why didn't I have this earlier?
Yeah, I did Zora, Goron, Gerudo, Bird.
Nice.
The backwards N.
Yeah. Reese and I did Gerudo first, so that was rough. Jared, take it away.
Normal streams for me. Thursday, of course, is going to be the Kaizo Mario stream, which I'm very much looking forward to, because I can't wait to be berated by John for 3 hours. And
Looking
then
forward to it.
later that night after Kaizo, I'm going to be playing some Borderlands on my buddy Jacob's stream. And then Friday, Saturday drum stream, and then Monday, Tuesday drum stream, just like normal.
Oh, shoot, Jared just reminded me. After that stream on Thursday is my podcast, my other podcast, Top 10 Perspectives Game of the Year podcast. So I'm going to be talking about games that came out last year for 3 hours.
Huh.
It's a busy week. That's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for hanging out today. Special thank you to Popsky for our theme song, Prism Shard for our logo. Oops, and I broke everything on my screen. Paper Pennies for the beautiful art in our intro. And of course, Motion Dan is our producer. I'm just quickly queuing up the outro, and I'll catch you all, guys.
Stretch.
I didn't need that much stalling, but you did it. Thank you, Tom. Bye, everybody. See y'all next month. Next podcast is going to be February 2nd, 2021.
And I am allowed to talk about restaurant violence in February, so prepare yourself.
He's got a month of build up.
He's gonna go commit violence in a restaurant right now to make sure he has a fresh new topic.
So many more stories, John.
Bye, everybody.
Go Cox.
Disappointed.